So Jesus' final words to the expert in the law were, "Go and do the same." Hey there, my name is WayneWrz. On this channel, we're walking the journey toward Jesus together. I got to speak this last week at church, and we talked about the Good Samaritan. The passage is in Luke chapter 10, verses 25 through 37, and I love this story, so let's talk about that today. I had to roll the window down so I could do this. Honestly, I don't know why it's taken me so long to realize that the next step after the hood slide is to climb in through the window. So here's a quick summary of the story of the Good Samaritan. There is an expert in the law who comes to Jesus and asks him, "What do I have to do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus responds, "What is the law? How do you read it?" To which the expert in the law responds, and his answer comes from Deuteronomy and Leviticus. He says, "To love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus says, "Yeah, that's the right answer." But the lawyer wants to know exactly what to do. So he asks Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" And then Jesus tells this story. So Jesus' story goes like this. There was a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Some robbers saw him, beat him up, took his clothes, took his money, and left him half dead. But three people happened to be coming by, a priest, a Levite, and a Samaritan. Now the priest and the Levite were people who worked for God, who you think might stop to show mercy to this man, but they both just passed by. But the Samaritan man and the Samaritans were people who didn't get along with the Jews. They didn't like each other, really at all. The Samaritan man stopped, cleaned the man's wounds, put him on his donkey, and took him to an inn where he paid for the innkeeper to take care of him. And after Jesus tells the story, he asks the expert in the law, "Who do you suppose was the neighbor to this man?" And the expert in the law answered correctly. He said, "The one who showed mercy, the one who showed compassion." And Jesus' final words to him were, "Go and do likewise." So it wasn't about finding out who his neighbor was as much as finding out that he should be a neighbor to those in need. So that was our challenge this week, was to be a neighbor to those in need, to not just worry about whether they deserve it or whether we think they've earned it or why they're in need, but just to look at people, see them as people made in the image of God, and be a neighbor, to go and do something to show God's love in a real way. So that is my challenge to you this week. Go and do likewise. Show compassion to somebody in need. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. You can subscribe, like, all that stuff. Have a great week and take care, Brown Bear.